In today's episode of The History of Politics, I want to talk to you today about traffic stops, what you can and cannot do. But before I get to that, I want to address something that has been going around YouTube for years and other places. It's the sovereign citizen theory. Okay? Let me get a little bit more in depth about that. See, sovereign citizens basically came about in a document that predates the Constitution. It was called the Articles of Confederacy. At that point, in the Articles of Confederacy, we didn't have modern day cars. We had horses and buggies or carriages, whereas a person did not need a license to ride a horse or to travel upon a horse. Okay? Even today, you don't need a license to take a horse out on the street. As long as the horse is shoed properly, and preferably you put that little bag on the back, because you know what horses do when they walk, and the bag collects it. I've seen that used several times. Um, as long as you obey the rules of the road and so forth, you're fine. I live in Pennsylvania, which is a state that still has Quakers. And the Quakers don't use cars. They use the black carriages drawn by a horse. And let me tell you something. I was actually surprised because I have seen those carriages make some moves. Those horses can really put it down. I mean, where do you think we got the name horsepower from? Right? But let's talk about traffic stops. Look at your insurance card sometime, and it will specify somewhere on that card, on the back maybe, it'll specify that it's for production upon demand. The demand has to come from a law enforcement officer, normally, because who else is going to ask you if you have insurance on your car but a cop, right? You are required to show it. Now, some states actually specify it, like I believe it's Texas. You could show it through the window, but the cop has to be able to read it. You don't have to hand it to him. You could show him your documents through the window. He can actually take out his little notebook and write down your driver's license number and the particulars. A lot of them don't want to because, to be frank about it, they're being lazy about it. And most people don't go to that extent, but nowadays it's becoming more and more evident that people are doing that. The next question is, can a cop just pull you out of your car? Well, if it's a traffic stop, no. If he's stopping you for a felony warrant, and let's face it, if you have a felony warrant, 98% of people, maybe even 99, know that they have a felony warrant out for their arrest. 98 to 99%. If that cop is stopping you for a felony warrant, if he runs your name and it pops up that, or if he runs your tag and it comes back with your name and your name comes up with a warrant, he's got to do what he's got to do. He has no discretion. If the court says you have a warrant and they want you, you're going in. Arguing roadside law with a cop is useless. Cops aren't trained in law. They're trained in law enforcement. They have to know a law, whereas if you break the law, they have to know what the law is that you broke. Running a stop sign, driving with no headlights on, driving under the influence, which is particularly complex. Your best bet when confronted in a situation where you get pulled over, even if you think it's unfair, comply. And you can diffuse the situation before it even starts. If you're on the highway or even on a road, when you pull over, aim the nose of your car out a little bit, because that gives the police officer room to get in there. and he doesn't have to worry about getting hit while he's talking to you. When he approaches, roll your windows down. And I'm talking especially to young people of color. When he approaches, roll your windows down, keep your hands visible. If at all possible, have your documents ready to present them. Because if you start digging, they start getting nervous. And if it truly is unjust, if you feel that the cop is just picking on you, then damn it, don't argue with him on the roadside. Don't give him the shit. Don't make him want to drag you out. Don't send him out on a fishing expedition. Take it to court. That's the place to go. These cops have body cams. They have dash cams that activate the minute they put their cherries on. Everything is seen. You have the right, you and your passengers have the right to video the incident as well. It's a right. Use it. Because the camera doesn't lie. Show it to a judge. If you feel that you were stopped and you were stopped wrongfully, show it to a judge. As far as the law goes, there are two particular cases. There's Terry v. Ohio, Ohio v. Terry. And there's also Pennsylvania v. Mims. Terry is based on this. You can't pull somebody over on a hunch that they committed a crime. Okay? The cop says, well, there's too many guys in that car. There's 5 guys in the car and they're playing loud music. I'm going to pull them over. No, you can't do that because that's a fishing expedition based on a hunch. There was no crime committed. It's not going to fly. The other thing is in a Terry stop, they can't prolong the stop, meaning that if they pull you over for a traffic infraction, they can't go on a fishing expedition. Do you mind if we search? For what? Drugs. I think I smell weed. No, you may not. That's prolonging the stop. That's giving them an excuse to search your vehicle to try and make up more charges. No. And Pennsylvania v. Mims is another one according to those same characteristics. The stop has to be of reasonable length. It can't be extended. There has to be reasonable, articulable suspicion, all of that. So here's the thing. Don't fight these cops. Don't argue with these cops. Forget about the clicks, because the clicks are going to cost you. Take your case to court. Be compliant. Be polite. Be polite. Yes, sir. Good morning. Here's my documents. May I ask what I did wrong? Okay. And record it. And when you walk into court, that's your best defense.